Hey you guys, welcome to virtual vocal lessons. I'm so excited to be filming these for you, and I hope that you find a lot of joy and learn new things from what I have to share. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Carlee BALDWIN. I graduated last year from Utah Valley University, and I studied theater performance. So musical theater is a huge part of my life. I've been singing since I can remember, and I love music. So I'm so excited for you guys to venture with me through our voice these next few weeks. So this week, our first week, we will be focused on vocal preparation. Then next week, we will be focused on a vocal technique. And then our last week, we will focus on vocal performance. So make sure that you have water with you at all times. Make sure that you also have a notebook so that you can jot down your notes. And something I highly encourage you is while you're watching the video, if you want to pause it, if you want to set up next to your piano, or if you just want to simply sing along with me, I highly encourage that. So I'm so excited, and here we go. Welcome to our breath control and posture video. Make sure you have a notebook, make sure you have your water, and let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to talk about posture and why posture is so important, okay? The way our body stands, the way it holds itself is really setting us up for the way that we'll breathe. And obviously, breathing and singing is so important, okay? So here are some posture points that I want you to keep in mind. First off, our posture should be relaxed. All our muscles should maintain equal tension, okay? Tense muscles can inhibit our ability to breathe correctly. So make sure we're relaxed, okay? The second point is that we need to be anchored, okay? While relaxed muscles will help ease the tension in our body, we must have an anchor throughout our body. From the ceiling to the floor, we need to be in control, okay? We shouldn't be wobbly. We shouldn't be doing this. We need to be anchored, okay? And that brings me to my final point, which is flexibility, okay? Our arms and our legs, they shouldn't be glued like this, okay? And our feet shouldn't be just stay like glued to the floor either, okay? We need to make sure that we're flexible enough so we can move and shift about, okay? And when we move, when we sing, and I'll get into this when we talk about when we perform and things like that, we need to move with purpose, you know? Don't just move to move, okay? Make sure we're constantly in control of our body at all times, okay? So posture points, relaxed, anchored, and flexible, okay? The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is some breath control points, okay? So I'm going to kind of scoot back so you can see my body as I talk about these things, but I'm going to talk about our full body, okay? When we sing, our bodies are literally an instrument, okay? Our full body is in action when we speak, when we move, when we sing. So if our body is an instrument, we have to think of it as a vessel for our breath, okay? So shallow breath versus deep breath. Let me show you. This is shallow, and this is deep. Okay, did you see the difference? Okay, having consistent deep breaths will allow us more endurance in our singing, okay? We need to avoid singing from our lungs, okay? I know our lungs will naturally fill up with oxygen when we breathe. However, that should not be our only source of where our breath goes. We need to use our whole body. So I want you to imagine that there's an inner tube around your whole body, okay? Imagine filling this inner tube with your breath as you inhale, okay? Your back, your stomach, and your sides need to be expanding, okay? As we breathe, really fill up that inner tube, okay? If you were just to isolate your lungs and hold all of your breath in there, we would not have the strength to sing healthily, okay? So that is just a few notes on shallow breath versus deep breath, okay? So there's the benefits of obviously breath control, right? So first off, we have healthier vocal cords, okay? When we breathe correctly, we are giving our muscles, our vocal cords, a break. We are giving them that strength that they need in order to sing and perform what they need to do. We'll have more endurance during a song. We'll be able to hold out longer notes. We'll be able to do quick breaths. And we'll also have an increased range. If we use proper breath support, it'll help us hit those higher notes that we may be struggling with, or those lower notes that are we want to be super resonant. Also, we'll just have a lot more vocal strength when we breathe correctly, and we'll have an improvement in our tone and quality. Okay, you guys, let's do some posture exercises, okay? Remember, the point of good posture in singing is to help us breathe correctly, okay? If we don't have a good solid posture, then we're not going to have super solid breathing, okay? So let's make sure that as we're doing these exercises, we're keeping all of these posture points and breath control points in mind, okay? So we're going to start with some neck rolls, okay? Start on the right, make your way down. Ooh. This always feels good after a really long day. Oh. Make sure not to go too fast. We don't want any muscles to be strained or cause whiplash. One more. Really just follow that head. And then switch to the other side. Nice and easy. And one more. Nice neck rolls. Ooh, and make sure to breathe while you're doing those, okay? Don't forget to breathe. Very important. Okay, and now we are going to do some shoulder rolls, okay? We carry a lot of tension in our shoulders just from carrying backpacks, from being stressed, maybe sleeping weird. So it's really important that we loosen our shoulders, okay? So I like to start with shoulder rolls going forward. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I go backwards. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then I alternate. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the next thing that we're going to focus on is our bent legs, okay? So like I was saying before, we want to be flexible, okay? We want to have strength, but we don't want to be glued like this, okay? So I like to put my hands on my waist or my hips, whatever, and I like to lift my knees, lifting my knees, lifting my knees, lifting my knees. This just kind of loosens up my legs and gets me ready to have those bent legs while I sing, okay? And then I like to do some bobbing. I'll do about 10 of these. Awesome. And then shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. This is my favorite part. I like shaking it out. Okay, so we've done our neck, our shoulders, and our knees. And so our posture should become very natural to us to just kind of stand and be ready for our breathing exercises. Okay, now that we have done our posture exercises, we are now ready to move on to our breathing exercises. And keep in mind all of the breathing points that we talked about. Okay, you guys, our first breathing exercise is going to be on the floor. And if you don't want to be on the floor, you can always do it up against the wall. That's totally fine. So you're going to make sure that your body is nice and flat and make sure you have plenty of space, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to place your forehead on your hands like this, okay? And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Do you see how my back lifted? Watch this hand. Okay, we're filling up the inner tube. And breathe again. And exhale. Okay. The point of doing it on the floor is so that you can really feel your body move against something. So you can actually feel the expansion of your body, okay? So I like to start out on the floor so that I can remind myself that that's how my breathing should be at all times, okay? I'll show you one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Guys, the next thing we're going to do is some timed breathing exercises, okay? And this is how it's going to work. We're going to inhale for 10 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, and then exhale for 5 seconds, okay? Now the goal with this is to really help us learn how to control our breath, you know? There's gonna be certain songs where we sing and we're holding up this really long note, or maybe we have a quick breath that we have to take. This is what this exercise is for, okay? So we're gonna do it together. I'm gonna show you from me. So I can't really count and breathe at the same time. So I'm going to inhale for 10 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, and then exhale all my breath in 5 seconds, okay? And I will do it from the side so that you can see, okay? So that was me inhaling for 10, holding for 5, and exhaling for 5. Okay? Now, make sure that you take your time when you do this. We don't want anyone to get lightheaded or anything like that. So if you feel lightheaded when you're doing it, make sure to take a break. But really, if we're really breathing from our whole body, we shouldn't be feeling any lightheadedness. Okay? Okay? So for those of you who have learned from me before, or have been to summer camp, you probably have heard our little analogy of getting the little man across the room and having him splat on the wall, okay? So this is how that's gonna sound, okay? On a hey, we're going to say hey, and we're going to make the man go across the room, and this is how it's gonna look like, okay? Hey, hey, hey! Okay? I'll show you again. Hey, hey, hey! Okay, we want to imagine that our breath is what is propelling the little man across the room, okay? So I will show you from this side. Okay, you ready? Hey, hey, hey! Okay? I'll do it one more time. Hey, hey, hey! Hey! Okay, I hope you really enjoyed our video today on breath control and posture. I promise you that when you apply these things into your daily practicing, that you'll find a lot more vocal strength and a healthier vocal cord.